Tonight, we report on a haystack fire near Ephrata, an active shooter drill in Mattawa, and hydroplanes return to Soap Lake this weekend. What's happening on sports, Bob?
Well, Amber, the Mariners and the Indians go at it in Cleveland, and we catch up with 2A girls state golf champion Kennedy Peters. Here's a quick glance at our Weather Center forecast.
We'll continue to have breezy conditions throughout the evening and hot temperatures once again tomorrow, but we do expect to cool down. I have all the details just ahead with your extended forecast.
I'm Amber Jenks, and we have all this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
A haystack near Ephrata burned on Monday, and investigators are trying to determine what started it. Grant County Fire Districts 3 and 13 and Ephrata Fire Department responded to a fire at roughly 5 p.m. The estimated 5 tons of hay caught fire at a farm located at the end of G Street, northeast between Quincy and Ephrata. Fire District 3 Deputy Chief Jim Kling said it took about 3 hours to extinguish the fire, and an investigation hasn't determined the cause. No one was injured and no other property was damaged in the fire. Grant PUD commissioners will make a final decision next month on the Crescent Bar Island development plan, which could include keeping the golf courses open. Reporter Devin Higgins has the story.
The Grant PUD commissioners heard feedback from residents of Quincy and Crescent Bar Island on Tuesday about whether or not to keep the Crescent Bar golf course in its future development plans for the island. A PUD survey taken in May found residents largely in favor of keeping the golf course and not converting it into extra public recreation and camping space. The commissioners heard from residents both for and against including the links in the plan.
I love to golf, but we have the Quincy one, maybe a little bit over 10 miles from Crescent Bar, and then we have Rock Island, 10 or so miles away. But how many camping sites do we have around our area? We don't have any. And I would like to see that area be camping site, not for RVs to put on foundation and a patio added on and on and on and on, like we have right now.
Okay, the only thing that's really changed there now is you decided to let 410 people stay on the island. This is a good thing, because then you have a source of income. Not only are you going to get current values out there from these people, then you've got somebody that moved there to use the golf course, which will be paying to use that golf course. Would it make sense to have a rental home that you go out there and take the backyard away from that rental home, and they no longer have a backyard in that home? You don't take the amenities away from something that keeps that person there.
The PUD commissioners are expected to make a final decision at their July 7th meeting. In Ephrata, Devin Higgins for iFIBER 1 News.
Moses Lake is working to improve responses times to calls for fire and ambulance service. The Moses Lake City Council agreed to move forward with setting standards for response times to deliver help within 5 minutes. The move is one of the recommendations from the EMS task force. The group of firefighters, council members, business people, and community members made the suggestion as part of their first wave of potential improvements for the ambulance service. The task force formed late last year after suggestions were made to either increase the ambulance utility fee or eliminate the ambulance service. Acting Fire Chief Brett Bastian said the fire department can reach the homes and businesses in the city within 5 minutes, about 90% of the time. An appeals court ruled a Moses Lake man should serve his prison sentence after he took advantage of a mistake to escape the Grant County Jail. The Washington State Court of Appeals upheld the Martin Juarez Jr.'s conviction for escape in the second degree. They rejected Juarez's argument that the prosecutors needed to prove why he was being held in jail. Juarez, a 20-year-old man, was arrested in November of 2010 and was booked into the Grant County Jail. 3 days later, the family of Martin Juarez Rivera came to the jail to post bail. A corrections officer asked for inmate Juarez to prepare for release. Juarez responded to the intercom, grabbed Juarez Rivera's clothing, and prepared to leave. When a corrections officer asked if he was Juarez, Rivera Juarez said he was. Now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be right back after this.